I'll quote my good friend Michael Hudson, because I think Michael put it most beautifully in a very simple phrase, and that is that debts that can't be repaid won't be repaid. Now, the great dilemma of the situation we're now in is governments, and certainly bankers, of course, have tried to say, how do we repay these debts? We reschedule. We transfer them to the public sector. We put austerity on. And all of these simply are digging a deeper hole from a level of private debt which we should never have allowed to be created in the first place. Now, that happened with debt being a two-sided operation because the banking sector persuaded us that it was a really good idea to borrow money off each other and gamble on the prizes of second-hand homes and second-hand shares. That's the only way we really get caught up in this trap. But once we've done it, we have a Ponzi economy, not a productive one. And the productive role that debt can give when it lets firms invest more than their retained earnings gets swamped by the gambling that they indulge in, which drives up asset prices and ultimately leads to a collapse. So the only way out is to abolish the debt. The trouble is, of course, not only do they create excessive debt, they then sold that debt to people in the private sector who innocently, often innocently, bought that debt as an asset with AAA rating. And as I often say to my friends when I get suggested something, is this AAA or can I trust it? We have to abolish that debt and also compensate the savers at the same time. And about the only effective way to do that is to have the Federal Reserve create the money, and rather than dropping it on Wall Street, again, as Michael puts it so nicely, have the helicopter fly over Main Street instead, but require anybody who is in debt to pay their debt down. While savers, if they get it, get a cash injection which compensates them for the elimination of the value of the debt instruments they bought off the banks in the first place. So something like that is now being talked about, I've noticed, by Adair Turner. It's been talked about in England, actually, by quite a few people. The idea of some form of modern debt jubilee. I know Anatole has also spoken about that. I think ultimately that's the only way out to abolish the debt that should never have been created in the first place.